ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Jack Holmes, Master of Puppets. So, dear viewer, this particular game originally released in 2024, a year I remember fondly as the year I played a bloody lot of video games. But we are not here to talk about just any video game. We are here to talk about Jack Holmes, Master of Puppets. And just like that beautiful bearded bastard Barry Bertrum, you're probably wondering,
what is this?
This is a first-person survival horror game thingamajig, which means you're going to have to manage your ammunition well, explore varied scenarios, and of course face off against nightmarish beings. All while you're investigating the macabre experiments that appear to be being carried out on children by a complete and utter lunatic. So let's review this horror video game the only way I know how, badly. And let's start with what I enjoyed about Jack Holmes, Master of Puppet. Thankfully, unlike a lot of these first-person horror games, in which your main gameplay loop appears to be walking around some abandoned hospital while being stalked by some big burly brute bastard who you can't actually fight back against, so you have to hide in closets or under the bed or inside the toilet. Thankfully, Jack Holmes, Master of Puppets is much more akin to something like Resident Evil, in the fact that we get to use firearms. Well, a pistol and a shotgun anyway, apart from one sequence in which we get to use a futuristic sci-fi rocket launcher thing. So yes, this game does have combat mixed in with the usual brand of exploring locations and running away from bloody things we don't have the ammo to take down. I also really enjoyed the fact that while this isn't a AAA video game by any means, the game did a somewhat respectable job emulating something like Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil Village or one of the other bloody first-person horror video games out there. What else did I enjoy about this video game? Well, I suppose the visuals are fine, the music is fine, the combat is fine. Are you starting to notice a pattern here, dear viewers? That leads me on to talking about what I don't enjoy so much about Jack Holmes. Like I've already alluded, this is a perfectly fine first-person survival horror video game, but it's not much more than that. And I must say, not being a fan of spiders and evil automatons that walk around by themselves, I was particularly freaked out by this video game, because the only two enemies you'll actually face in this game are big bloody spiders and bloody puppets that move around by themselves. So I spent a lot of time in this game feeling, well, particularly uncomfortable. Like that time I'd put my trousers on back to front. Though I think this game was far less pleasant than even that. I also felt that the game really dragged on. You'll start out in a big house, and then you'll move on to a bloody sewer, then you'll move on to a bloody mine, then you end up in a bloody carnival, which does have some rides that if you find tickets for, you can, well, ride. The last thing I'll say is we don't really get to know our character in any kind of meaningful way. In fact, we don't even interact with any other bloody human beings in the game. Well, except for the main villain. But I don't think he's really supposed to be a human being. I don't know, he's not in the game long enough for me to be able to tell what the hell he is. Overall, I found this game to be a perfectly fine survival horror video game. Nothing more, nothing less. Will I play it again? Probably not. Therefore, I declare that Jack Holmes, Master of Puppets, is fine. It's It's fine. It's it's fine. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.